Hi, my friends. Hi, my student too. Nice to meet you again. And today I am going to explain you another important grammar point in English. It is verb tenses. Here, how to use 12 verb tenses. This grammar point is the most important and most common one in English grammar. You know why? Because the English wants to use the verb in the correct tenses, which means they would like to convey the right idea about the time of the action of the verb. So we need to understand how to use verb tenses correctly. And here, 12 verb tenses. I know that you've learned so far much about the knowledge of tenses, but it's apparent that you may be confused about the differences between the uses of 12 tenses. So today I'm going to help you to distinguish the uses of 12 tenses correctly, and I will give you a very simple way to remember the uses of these tenses. So we can start. At first, I would like to remind you that tenses is for a verb. Tenses means verb. Remember, please. Because the English, as I have mentioned to you, they would like to use verbs in the correct tenses, like in the future or at present or in the past. They would like to remind you about the time of the action by the tenses. So again, tenses is for verb only. And how many tenses are there in English grammar? Oh yes, of course, 12 tenses. And do you know why there are 12 tenses in English grammar? Here, I have a summary for you here to easy to follow 12 tenses. We have 3 basic tenses, which are present, past, and future. Can you see me? Okay. Remember, there are only 3 basic tenses in English grammar: present, past, and future. And in each type of these, we have 4 subcategories. Like in present tense, we have simple present, continuous present, perfect present, and perfect continuous present. So you multiply 4 by 3, you have 12 tenses. So is it easy to remember? Of course. But high school students also study one other tense. I can write here. Be going to. So maybe this is very familiar to you, right? This is not really a tense, it's just a uses for a kind of future tense. So if we take this into consideration, we have 13 tenses in total. But as I have mentioned, this is not really a tense, so we usually have 12 tenses in total, and this is another structure to express a tense, a future tense. And now we will go into detail for each type of category here. For category. If you can understand each category here very clearly, very thoroughly, carefully, you may understand all the uses of trau tenses very quickly, and you may remember it for a long time. Believe me, because this is my method to remember the main uses of trau tenses. Simple tense. The simples mean, you know, it is simple, it is normal, it is a habit, or it is repetitive, or it is a fact in present, in past, or in future. I will give you examples for you to understand more easily. For example, a habit in present. I usually go to the cinema at weekend. Is it a habit? Yes, it is. It is a habit in present. But in the past too, we have habit in the past too. For example, when I was young, I usually went to the cinema with my parents at weekend. It's a habit in the past. And another use of simple tense like a fact. A fact means an event in present or in the past or even in future. Like the moon and the earth are circle. The moon and the earth and the sun too are circle. So this is a present fact. So we use simple present. So that's some very easy and simple example for you to understand these things. Try to remember these words. You can infer, you can make inferences for the uses of present simple, past simple, and future simple too. Okay. And the second important word is continuous. Continuous means this word. I don't want to use Vietnamese in these lessons because I would like you to listen to me and you can improve your listening skill, or even you can learn a little bit about speaking skill if you are not good at those skills. Okay, so continuous means this word. So you can use continuous tenses for showing an action which is happening at a certain point at present, in the past, or in the future. Like at the point of present, present continuous and when it comes to the past, you can use present continuous tense for expressing an action which is happening as a point of time in the past. For example, at 8 p.m. yesterday, I was doing my homework. You know? Again. At 8 p.m. yesterday, I was doing my homework. So at a certain point in the past, we use past continuous tense. Here, past continuous. And it is similar for future. I will give you an example. Tomorrow at 8 o'clock in the morning, I will be studying at school. Again, tomorrow at 8 o'clock in the morning, I will be studying at school. So an action which is happening at certain points in the future, we can use future continuous tense to express the action. Okay? Yes. And the third one is perfect. Present perfect, past perfect, and future perfect. Perfect means this word. This word means this word and this word. Remember this word, this word. For example, past perfect. We use past perfect tense to show an action which had happened before another action in the past or before a point of time in the past. A point of time in the past. For example, with past perfect. Yesterday, before I went to bed, I have done all my homework. Again, yesterday, before I went to bed, I had done all my homework. That is past perfect. Another example for past perfect is that yesterday, before 10 p.m., I had already done all my homework. So you can easily get this word. And this word, we can take present perfect for example. An action which has already happened, but we don't know the exact time, we use present perfect. Present perfect. For example, I've already done all my homework. You said you already done all your homework, but you didn't mention a certain time. So the action do homework has already happened, but we didn't know the time, so we use present perfect. It has already happened, but we don't know the time. Or another use of present perfect, which related to this word, is that I myself have studied English for over 15 years. Again, I myself have studied English for over 15 years. So the action study English has already happened, right? And it lasts for over 15 years. So I guess now you got this word very well. Okay? And actually when I'm teaching you about English, it's a little bit exhausting myself compared with a lecture by Vietnamese, because when we talk or we speak by another language, we are not familiar to it, and it's very tiring, and it consumes you a lot of energy and efforts to express your ideas and feeling by another language. And go on with our lesson. Present continuous. Oh, very luckily. The last category here is very easy because most of the time this category is very similar to this category. I can use this symbol. These two categories are very similar, and most of the time we can use this category to express the similar idea with this category. But there is a very minor point I would like to remind you about this category. That is, although this kind of tense is similar to this kind of one, we usually use this kind of tense for emphasizing the continuous feature of a perfect tense. I can give you an example here. I have studied English for 15 years. This is perfect. Present perfect tense. Present perfect tense. And the other example is about present continuous. Present perfect continuous. These two one, but in present. Present perfect and present perfect continuous. I've been studying English for 15 years. What are the differences between these two examples? I've studied English and I've been studying English. This action has happened more continuously compared with this action. Like in 15 years, here you may take a short break, take some short breath in this period. You have break in this period. But when you use present perfect continuous, you study continuously, no break, which means no break. Understand? This one you have breaks, but this one you don't have breaks. You have to do it continuously. Okay? Actually, this lesson is suitable for a student with basic knowledge of verb tenses. And by watching this video, you may understand more clearly, or you have a better method to distinguish and to remember the verb tenses, 12 verb tenses. I hope that my lesson today and my explanation today is valuable to you and may helpful to you in some ways, especially my students.